Reason or logic by its very nature depends upon analysis. To discover the truth through reason is to break up the known material before us which we are analyzing, to break it up into different pieces and see how they fit in together. Reason is a logical process in which we must go step by step in space and time and discover the lineology of cause and effect. Reason cannot comprehend the totality at once. Reason must go in a certain mode in a logical syllogistic step, and therefore reason by its very nature does not lead us to a point where the mystical experience gives us a knowledge of the total self. The total self in which the creator and the creation becomes one is beyond the scope of reason, and that is why the mystics have shelved reason as a lower function of the mind which cannot take us to that level where we can discover the reality of the self. We can of course find many attributes of the self at the level of reason or the level of the mind, such as that the vastness of time and space can be used for using sensory perceptions in lower worlds. We can find that reason can help us to understand the path towards the higher reality up to a certain point, that reason can help us to know what is beyond reason, that reason makes the maximum contribution when through its own talent it can tell us, now you are reaching an area which is beyond reason. This itself is a contribution of reason, but beyond that the reason cannot give us any direct knowledge which only comes through a mystical experience above the mind. The mental experiences can be very subtle, can be very interesting, can be very all-embracing. They can appear to answer all our questions, because all the questions that we put are created out of reason. Therefore, the mental answers appear to satisfy them, but they cannot create. The mental processes and the rational process cannot create a set of answers to the basic question, how can the self at the same time be the creator and the creation, and there is no division between them? How can the many and the one be the same at the same time? These questions are beyond the scope of reason, and therefore only a mystical experience can provide an answer to these questions. So the difference between a mystical experience and reason becomes very real when it comes to higher knowledge of one's own self.